Hello everyone and welcome to SpartanGaming Plays the House of Da Vinci 3, the end of the trilogy. So, this game came out recently. Was it just before Christmas last year? I say that. 2022, there you go. Who knows when this video will be uploaded, if it ever will. But yeah, this is the end of the trilogy. A story that makes absolutely no sense to me personally. It ends before anything really happens. Quite sad. I waited a long time for this game, like what, 3 or 4 years, and it was a massive disappointment. I mean, some people liked it. The puzzles were too easy. The story was massively forced down your throat. This game has so many cutscenes in it. It's more cutscenes than its bloody games, and the voice acting on it is absolutely dog shit. Pardon my French, but yeah, you will see what I mean if you watch my first playthrough of the first game and the second game. I think it's the second game I talked about the voice acting on this, where they pronounce Giacomo's voice like 2 different ways in like the same conversation. It's so fucking weird. But yeah, just in case you really care about the story, or for some reason you've started through without playing 1 and 2, which is kind of weird. Chronicle exists so you can get a rundown of the story. I say in air quotes because it's but this is basically just telling you what happened to the ending of number 2. Had this massive 10-minute cutscene of is it Frederick II, about how he found a gate, and instead of doing the logical thing of destroying it or leaving it buried, he decided to take it with him. And then God only knows what happens to him. We find out what happened to him, and it's yeah, it's so stupid. It's almost as stupid as Leonardo making or building a time machine and then going, oh no, oh shit, the bad guys have gotten their hands on it. Oh, what are we gonna do? He could have not made it in the first place, dickhead. Anyway, profiles checked and go. I'm not sure. Yeah, this game is super short. I played it. The first time I played it, it was a few hours, like 6 or 7 hours. I was taking my time, and then I ran through it again like the next day, and I managed to get it in under like 2. It's crazy. These games kind of lose their hardness once you've done the puzzles and you know the solution for them. It's very hard to get rid of. So this game starts directly after the second game. Second game ended where we had the oh, in fact it's going to show us, so let's play to the Catacombs, or Catacombs.
There he is! Look up! In the window! Across the room! Get him!
Bye. There you go. So yeah, directly after the second game, we got sucked into our Oculus Perpetua. Whoopsie. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't just like fall underneath them. Surely if you fall into a rift in time, you'll be thrown or discombobulated into the ether. What about the games like does the tutorials, if you leave it long enough, like I didn't move my mouse then and it decided to play the game for me. Is it going to double click the statue? I don't think it's going to double click. Oh, I'll do it then. So why we can't reach it. Thanks, Giacomo, for telling us that. Yeah, this is a new mechanic they introduced in this statue, in this game. It's the ability to push stuff. I kind of don't really like it. It kind of just makes things drag too much, you know? It's basically you sit through an animation of him pushing shit, and it's just like, why do I need to physically do that myself when he can surely do it without my hand on his shoulder? See? It's like, okay, hold this button. I mean, you don't need to hold it now. Okay. Yeah, I really don't like the fact that I can't remove these bloody tutorials. Like, did I ever show the options? You can like you can turn hints off, but the hints don't affect these bloody tutorials. So if you replay the game, you have to do the tutorials. Like, surely you'd just let me play the game without holding my bloody hand. Yeah, this game looks pretty in places. Unfortunately, like the end of the game, like the last area is so shoddy. Like it's almost like they were on a massively tight schedule to release this game. So instead of like really going over with a fine-tooth comb or a massive magnifying glass and a massive broom, they just, you see what I mean? Like, I'll obviously I'll tell you this before we get to the end of the game, but you see what I mean by how the quality drops in terms of textures and graphics and all that gobbledygook. It takes a massive dump. It's almost like they just didn't give a shit. They were just like, fuck it, get it out, we're done with it. Yeah. Let's see. For some reason, the ocular... is it the Tempest or the Perpetua in this? I think it's the Perpetua. It's randomly exploded and conveniently... Yeah, it's broken. And it's conveniently spread out in puzzle areas, type areas, conveniently, as much stuff does. It's so weird. Oh. That's what happens every time I touch shit in real life. The hands of a broken dream. This is quite weird. Why would they not just put a like, as if to move like they have like a chandelier, I guess you could call it, on a rope, or on like a line, or whatever the fuck this would be called. Why didn't you just like build the chandelier extra, like have them fixed in place? That's like going out your living room and then having your light follow you on a rail. I don't get it. It's very inconvenient. What was it doing? Got sidetracked. So yeah, we can't use this because it's bent. So we can't use that. Let's go over here. Fortunately, we have these weird rats that just walk into the walls and just fade out of existence. As rats do. It's so weird. It's like they're on a looped animation. It's very hard not to notice. You know, it's so tempting just to skip the start of this game. It really is, because it's too handholdy. Like, can I? There we go. Yeah, this game does what the first and the second game do, is it leaves the mouse on the screen. I like to be able to just have that disappear when like mini cutscenes are taking place, but nope, it just dumps it right in the center of the screen. Like, you don't notice it when you're playing, but when I'm editing, I'm like, oh, you stupid twat, get the mouse off the screen so I can take a screenshot, you dickhead. Tell you, amount of times I've called my... Is that broke? How the hell is that broken? Weird. Yeah, the amount of times I've cursed my my future self, or past self, should I say? And even the rope fell down. Then it was so weird. It had like this weird. I don't know. It's everything about this game. Just it feels like it was so. It doesn't feel very polished, I guess you could say. Like, animations just feel so janky at sometimes. Like, normally you don't notice things like this in games, but like big animations, you'll notice when something feels a bit off, you know? Like, you see what I mean when I roll up this, wind up this, the animation for the weird chandelier is quite janky. But it's like, I mean, I guess you could say it's because I'm winding it, and but there's no fluidity to it. It's just, it's so static. Oh, that's broked. Yeah, we get to push again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. As soon as you like grab something, you can let go. Like, what's weird is, right, are you telling me that nobody noticed that heard that noise? We're in a catacomb. That sound would echo for bloody miles. Surely. Yeah, when we come out of here, you'll notice where we are, and it's quite weird. So, we've got to fix the ocular thing. So, what I always forget is this right here. Even though it's clearly there, I always see that as a part of the scenery. I don't see it as anything else. But yeah, that's me. And for some reason, the person who has this here has the perfect holding cradle for our ocular, or Oculus, or time machine. 𝘨𝘨𝘮𝘮𝘮𝘮? I don't know why he had that weird sphere there. Like, when I played this game, I thought Leonardo was in here. It's not. That's, you gotta make me click on the bloody tutorial. Oh, yeah. Yeah, bast. You know what? We'll do that in a second. Let's have a look. So, the Chronicle Leonardo, when I came forwards in my hands, just a few more minutes and we would have been safe. But the bastards caught up with us. I managed to turn on Leonardo's miraculous device, the Oculus Perpetua. But before I had time to use it, some asshole man started shooting at me. It was bittersweet irony when one of the bolts hit the Oculus. It may have saved my life, but the broken machine plunged me through different times, prolonging my fall until it stopped working altogether. If that was true, you would still be falling at the same. Surely you'd hit what's it called? The yeah. What's like the terminal velocity of a person? It's like what, like 100 and something miles an hour or something. If he's falling through time, surely he would have perpetual motion, and he would land where it's landed as a splat on the floor. That would be an amazing way to end the game. That's how this game should have started, with you dying. That would have been interesting. Anyway, but where there's life, there's hope, and I'm still alive. Oh, thank God for that, I guess. I must look for the Oculus Perpetua, find the Chronicle, and find out what happened to Leonardo. I may have my work cut out for me. In the depths of the catacombs of the Sacra di San Michele, I came across something unique in one of the corridors. It's a bricked up room once used by the architect who designed this place. Several centuries have passed since then, but I think I can find another use for a study desk now. I have to find all the parts of the Oculus Perpetua. If I can't put them back together, my options for escaping this place are very limited, or will be very limited. When we get these weird these letters, at least this font is not as hard to read as the first game. Unfortunately, you can't like zoom in anymore. I am sorry I cannot meet you in person, but the Cardinal's in great hurry to begin work on the St. Marie's Church in Cologne. I needed to assume responsibility for the completion of the catacombs and stay in Vigiliano. I can't read that word. It's AVIG? Yeah, anyway, until everything is in order, we have been promised generous rewards from the church, and the monks will be burying their dead here for hundreds of years to come. Let's make it look the part. If it's a reward from the church, it's probably a pat on the back. You know. Oh, thanks. Yeah, here, have some. Here, I bless you. Have some holy water. Thanks, I guess. And it took me 40 years to do this, and you didn't give me any money, you cheap bastards. That's what I assumed happened anyway. Do not forget to wall up this room and remove all traces of scaffolding. When you are done, send a message and then follow me to Cologne. We will share the reward as always. God bless you, JL. March, the year of our Lord, 966. So we fell from 1506, 09? 1508. Close enough. Yeah, this is quite a while ago. P.S. If you do not want to keep the workbench I brought from Venice, feel free to wall it up. Along with the room I have no use for anymore. Thanks. Some dude who I don't know. Yeah, anyway. There's only one thing we can do, and that is come here and use the screwdriver on this. On a bent rail. Back in the workshop. So this machine is basically used to flatten pieces of metal. I don't really understand why you wouldn't just use a hammer and an anvil. I mean, he has a hammer and anvil here. Why would he go out his way to make this like super like complicated looking machinery just to flatten a piece of metal? Anyway, you need to make a square. Oh, that was already a square. You do that, and then you go here and do this. I don't get it. I really don't. But you know, it just feels very elaborate for what it does. Luckily, we don't need to put the screw back in. And for some reason, the cog's bent, which is very unfortunate. And again, we can fix it by using this weird machine thing. Obviously, set these to circles. There we go. Easy. So these should like fit in here. Everything has a satisfying click. See? Good lord. If he dropped it on the floor, he would have needed to have his hands salutated to the orb. So this works the same way as the previous game. And it still has that annoying, massively white bright light when you travel through cracks in time. So this is what, 966, I think it said. I really wasn't paying attention. Time is still frozen in place. In the past, I need to find something I could use to influence the present. So we know that the rats were coming from here, so we have to close this lid. It's easier than you think it is. So if we go here. Done. That was difficult, wasn't it? Portal's closed. I haven't found anything interesting behind me. My only way leads forward. Oh, there's the book there that we found earlier. 𝘱𝘦𝘴𝘦𝘪𝘳. I can't remember how you pronounce it. Order of Justice, or is it Justice or Justicars? I can't remember. No. You big shit. To pick up that letter. The 𝘨𝘦𝘮𝘦𝘪𝘳𝘮𝘦𝘪𝘳. I can't pronounce that. I apologize. But this is the horrible writing where you can't read. It's only a tool and should be treated as such. A good warrior sharpens his sword. I said ward. A good priest exercises this tongue. Likewise, he who seeks to make best use of the order will keep it a secret and shrouded in mystery. Yeah, some bastards not though, are they? They're using it as a tool, but for nefarious means. You could say nefarious means. Tools need to be used carefully because their powers can be turned against their users. You can equip yourself with a sharp sword to harm with ill-chosen words. And the secret order getting out of control would lead to untold consequences. This is why I'm storing the chronicles in this place and in another. I am having a shrine. Oh, and in another, I'm having a shrine built to commemorate this day. It's so difficult to read. I expect each of my successors to become fully acquainted with the tools before deciding to use it. PP2. I thought this was Frederick II. Where does P come from? Who knows? But yeah, the order, which is what we came here for. Bit burnt. That's probably because it was attacked, weren't they? Were they attacked? Can't remember how far the story went in number 2. I really can't say anymore. I did it again. I pressed right click. Unfortunately, you can't stop the animation. It's quite frustrating. It's nice to see that I'm still on rollerblades, and or so that's why I'm a ghost. Yeah, this is what I mean by the how like easy some of the puzzles are. This skull needs to move out of the way. Of course, it wants me to try that. Of course, it does. Yeah, that's something about how easy some of the puzzles are. They feel too easy. Like they're scared to put any difficult puzzles in this game. Look, we're just here. We came in from this door over here. These are the coffins that had the weird secret letters on. And this guy is a massive dumbass because he doesn't realize. How did I not hear the door open? That guy's got a red hood, so he's part of the order. But as that letter told us, the order should be secret. Why are they wandering around in a fucking church or monastery? Find out later. Yeah, we'll find out later why.
I still don't get how he evaded us.
The monks must have warned him. Maybe they're even hiding him somewhere.
That's possible. At least we got the one upstairs. Unless he sprouts wings, he'll be getting downstairs in chains.
Right. I'm not so sure. It's taking them too long.
Shut up now. I had to flee, meet me at my friend's house. I'm sure you remember me telling you about him. Yeah, the Luca dude. I'm sure you'll also know how to look at the letter. Then you'll get precise directions on how to get there. Hurry, a friend, which is obviously Leo. Yeah, for some reason, again, everyone speaks in a British accent, and it still to this day irritates me. Like, I don't understand. Why would you not at least put on an accent? Like, I'd rather have them try to put on an accent than not bother. So weird. Get that sword in here. Then run away. Wow, they were hard to evade, weren't they? No wonder they don't bloody find me, useless idiots. past Milano. So Ferrara is where Giacomo's from. It's quite cool. Village of Luca Paccioli. Chioli?